welcome back to Casual Sunday Gamer. I am your host, Patrick.
I'm Alex.
And we are back for episode 84, and we've got some special stuff for you this week. This is our annual Christmas list episode.
Yep. A little bit different this year since we're video casting.
Yeah.
You know, next year we'll actually flash this stuff up for you.
Yeah. We'll work out some of the cooler stuff for you next year. Maybe we can put together a slideshow with images of everything before next year's show. But
we may even do a Christmas in July episode this year just to give you time to check out the cool stuff.
Gonna hold you to that.
I'm good with it. And it was something I was talking to Sarah about earlier today. A lot of the cooler tech stuff came out earlier in the year. So it might not be a bad idea to do a mid-year Christmas list so that it's something you can be tracking down.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. With that said, we're going to jump right into our first news story today, and the main news story before we get to our Christmas lists. Today, the EFF, so earlier this year, let's start from the beginning. Earlier this year, the Electronic Frontier Foundation, the EFF, took action against the Entertainment Software Association, the ESA, with a challenge to change the DMCA rules regarding the preservation of online games. The EFF, looking to defend the rights of gamers, claimed that fan-operated servers should be allowed to support video games once publishers shut down the official games. Now, this is something you and I both have pretty strong feelings on because we were pretty big fans of a game that got yanked from us.
Yep, lots of time and money invested.
Yes. So this is something I feel is big on our part. On the other hand, the Entertainment Software Association, representing the corporate interests of all the major publishers, claim that such an action would encourage piracy and that video gamers would be getting too much for their $60 if they were allowed to play an online game beyond the window that the publishers left open. All right, so up until now, creating a server to run a shutdown game hasn't exactly been legal, but
nope.
Thanks to a surprise victory by the EFF, such actions are now sanctioned under new rules added to the DMCA, which, if you don't know, is the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Exemptions have been granted, and, quote, for video games that require communication with an authentication server to allow gameplay once the requisite server is taken offline. So once a company shuts down a game, it is then, I guess, legal for you to set up a server to run a copy of that game if you have it, maybe?
Yep, that's what it sounds like to me. And, this was one of the... when you and I first met, one of my biggest problems with subscription-based games and online games in general is that you pay money for the game. Then you get it home, and then you pay a subscription to be able to play this game online. So all the time and energy that you invest in it are ultimately controlled by somebody else. And we played City of Heroes together, which is the game that we talked about.
Yes.
At the beginning. And when they decided to shut it down, all that time and money that we had invested in it, and we're talking hours and years at paying $15 a month, on top of how much did you pay? I paid $50 for my copy.
I paid at least the same because I bought it shortly after it came out.
Yep. So I paid $50 for my copy, and then I actually bought the expansion, which was City of Villains.
Yep.
That was $40.
Bought that too.
And then I bought another expansion called Going Rogue, which was another $40.
I don't remember if I bought that one or not.
So in the end, I had $90 just in software, not counting the $15 a month that I'd invested in the game. So when it went down, all of that money was lost. I could never go back and play this game again. And how that's different is that if I've got a console game and I buy said console game, as long as I have that console, and as long as I have that game disc, I can play that game. I know you for a fact still have original Nintendo Entertainment System games. So if you wanted to, right now, if you had a working Nintendo, you could plug those games in and you could play them right now. So you bought those games, they're yours, and you can go in and play them. So that's always been my problem with online gaming. It still is my biggest problem with online gaming. And that's why I don't like to invest money in online anything, is because ultimately you don't own it.
Yeah, so the article goes on and says, these new exemptions only extend to games that have been made vastly unplayable, games that have information and items stored directly on the company's server cannot be altered or modified, including many online RPGs. It creates a bit of a hindrance for people who want to actually play online multiplayer games as well. Speaking with Polygon, director of Oakland, California's Museum of Art and Digital Entertainment called this a landmark victory. He said, "The people who actually reboot these lost servers do so completely on their own time, using their own money, and it takes months. So to prevent fans from basically performing a labor of love to bring something that the company that published is no longer willing to monetarily support, for these fans to do so in a non-commercial way is a huge win." The EFF senior staff attorney, Mitch Stoltz, also praised the ruling, stating, "We're very pleased that the Librarian of Congress chose to grant our request to give some legal protection to people who modify abandoned video games to keep them working for both players and museums, libraries, and archives." His organization's website also updated with similar praise. The exemption will help keep many classic and beloved video games playable by future generations. Stoltz further commented that the EFF will continue to fight to get rid of regulations set up by the new rules, believing that a lot of what makes games special could be lost if not everything can be preserved. He said, we are disappointed that the librarian didn't grant our request to people who wanted to extend multiplayer functionality. We think an artificial distinction between what is and is not acceptable is going to lead to the loss of a lot of important video games. But we think the exemption that was granted will be helpful. His rulemaking process happens every 3 years, so there's always another opportunity. What would really fix the problem, and what we would really hope to achieve over the next couple of years, is to fix the law so that people can do important legal activities like preserving abandoned video games without having to beg the Librarian of Congress for permission. So, the article goes on to say, I think I'll go play some Phantasy Star Online to celebrate. I'm not so sure these new rules extend to Japan, though, or if it's covered by the regulations, but score one for gamers.
Yeah. And really, that's what you got to worry about, because NCSoft is the company that did City of Heroes, which is an MMO RPG. So I'm not sure if it's even covered under this.
Right.
I don't think it is.
Company.
But they're a Korean company. So once again, even if the multiplayer aspect was covered, we probably still wouldn't be able to get a legal copy of City of Heroes.
Yeah. But who knows? Maybe in the future people will see this and realize that it's for the better good, and they're trying to preserve their work, not just rip it off, and maybe we can get something up.
Well, I think it's an important stepping stone, and I also think ultimately you vote with your wallet, and that's something that I've always said. It's something that I believe strongly in. The problem is getting people behind it. Getting people to give up a little bit of time or a little bit of whatever to, I guess, make a statement. So you can whine and complain about subscription-based games all you want, and your rights on them. But until you stop playing them because you can't get what you need rights-wise, then it's not going to change. As long as they're making money, they have no reason to change.
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
So, this is, like you said, or like they said, a landmark victory. Yes, there's still a long way to go, though.
Yes, there is, and we'll have to see how this plays out in the future. But hopefully, like we said, it'll be a win, and we can maybe see some of these games that are no longer available reappear in the near future. So make a
Hopefully.
little trip down memory lane.
Yep.
All right. With that said, it's time to move on to our Christmas lists.
Yeah, and if you've tuned into the show previously, you already notice a difference in the fact that normally we don't talk news before our holiday list. We just launch right into the list. But this was something that we felt like needed to be talked about. It's something late breaking, and it's important. So, and also this year we decided that instead of doing 10 things a piece, we were only going to do 5 for a true top 10 list instead of a top 20 list.
Yeah, so why don't you go ahead and start us off this year?
Oh, all right. I'm good with that. All right, so the first thing on my holiday Christmas list this year is, it's actually something I talked to you about on another podcast, when your Yeti microphone went down.
Yeah, so my Yeti is
Toast.
2.5 years old.
Yep.
And it got a lot of use. I used
Yep.
it a lot. And eventually the USB port on the motherboard has kind of bent, and it's no longer getting a solid connection. So
Sad.
And
Sad.
now Blue Microphone does offer a 2-year warranty on all their products, and it just so happened that my microphone is about 6 months out of warranty.
Yep.
So,
But you know what? You may just be in luck if you like the Yeti. Because how much did you pay for your Yeti?
I actually bought mine during a sale for about $79.
On sale for $79, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so what I have for you then, and everybody out there, is called the Blue Yeti Studio. It's a Blue Yeti mic, so everything that you had. It's great audio recording from a USB microphone. It has settings to record audio from different directions. You can do cardioid, bidirectional, omnidirectional, and stereo. It has 0 latency, which is important for a USB headphone. It's something that USB headphones struggle with in general. It also, this studio comes with the PreSonus Studio One recording software that comes bundled with and it is tailored especially for any Blue microphone. So basically, if you're just getting into podcasting or you're thinking about getting into podcasting, this is a great starting kind of all-in-one set. Yeah, when you and I started, we were having to buy one piece of equipment at a time, and it took us like 3 months. We started out with like one mobile little studio,
we
and then
started out with an H1 Zoom all-in-one studio mic.
Yep. And from there, we over time, like a Thanksgiving sale, we bought our microphones, we bought our stands, and we bought the Scarlett, which I'm actually using right now on this computer. So it's still actually getting use. And then we moved up to the Audix, which you're using right now, I think.
The Akai, yeah.
Or the Akai.
Yep, which I'm using right now.
Right. So, I mean, it took us time to build it, but this is all-in-one. If you're just going to do it from your computer, it comes with recording software, so you don't have to worry about picking up a Mac just for GarageBand or I can't stand Audacity, but it just thinks it's way too complicated for what it gives you, and it's a resource hog, and you have to use Levelator to get in afterwards. But this is a great starting point if you're just getting into podcasting or you're having to replace some podcasting equipment. You get the microphone, and you get the Studio One recording software for $149.99.
Which is a great deal because, like I said, I've been looking at my Blue Yeti to replace it. Right now, they're not on sale, and their regular price is $129.99.
Yeah, so for an additional $20, you're getting the recording software that comes bundled with it, and it's important to realize that not all recording software is created equally, and you do run into some hardware/software issues. Some recording software doesn't work very well with other mics. Like we actually have a couple of mics that don't work well with GarageBand. Their cone of input is so small that you have to pretty much eat the microphone
Those are the
to get it to
Audix.
work. And those are the Audix mics. But when you get them outside of GarageBand, they're a little more forgiving. So this is something to remember, that this studio recording software is actually made especially for Blue microphones and is tailored to what they do well. So $149.99, that's a whole lot cheaper than what we ended up getting into. I think starting out we spent almost $400. And that's just starting out. And then over the course of time, we've got well over $1,000 invested into our podcasting stuff. So yeah, this is $150, get you started, get you in the door.
Yep. All right. So my first item is also a microphone for podcasting or streaming, either one. It goes either way. It comes in 2 flavors, a standard or a pro. And I'm talking about the Razer Siren. I know you're a big Razer fan.
Huge Razer fan.
Yeah. And I have become a big Razer fan. Just over time, I've recently picked up a Black Widow keyboard. I've had a Naga mouse for years. They're great products, and their microphone is no less of a fantastic product from what I've heard and the reviews I've read and people I've talked to that have actually used it. So these microphones, the Siren is a USB, complete digital microphone. It comes bundled with Razer Synapse, which you can get. These microphones have also 0 latency, which, as you mentioned a minute ago with the Yeti, is really important. They also have the same 4 dedicated recording patterns that you had mentioned. They also have the Yeti Pro, or the Siren Pro, which is very similar, only it also includes XLR connection, so you can connect to one of our preamps if you wanted, or it also has a high pass filter toggle, so you can get a little crisper audio out of that. The Siren is a little more expensive. The Siren than the Yeti. The Siren starts at $179.99, and the Siren Pro runs $249.99.
So yeah, if you're looking to replace your gear or upgrade, this is a great way to upgrade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sure is. All right, what's next on your list?
Okay, so the next on my list is I like watching my television. I don't necessarily care as much for watching things sitting at my computer. If I'm sitting at my computer, I want to be playing games, or I want to be on the internet or doing something like that. But even more often nowadays, if I'm on the internet, I'm usually on my tablet or my phone. So what I've got next is the LG BP540 3D Blu-ray player. I'm not a big fan of 3D, but listen to everything that this has going on. The Blu-ray player, it's basically, it plays disc and streaming content from services like Amazon, Hulu Plus, Netflix, and Vudu. It has a private sound mode that sends audio to a smartphone app so you can listen through your headphones, and I really like that. So let's say that Sarah's doing her homework and I want to watch TV, but I still want to be in the same room with her. Plug these bad boys up to my phone, connect my phone via Bluetooth to the Blu-ray player, and I can watch anything I want, pop directly into high def sound into my high def headphones, and all she's got to do is put up with the explosions on the screen. She'd have had to hear them.
That's awesome.
So how much do you think this, remember this is 3D and it's a Blu-ray player. How much do you think this runs?
$199?
Nope, $85.99.
Wow, that's a really good deal. Where can you find
that? This one's actually Best Buy. But yeah, being able to stream Hulu Plus, Netflix, and Vudu, that's a big thing too.
Yeah.
Just plug in your Roku or whatever if you need to get outside of those apps. But I mean, Hulu Plus, Netflix, and Vudu, that pretty much covers everything. There's not much you won't be able to stream.
That's very true. Yeah.
So I thought that was a great deal. I've kind of held off getting a Blu-ray player because we've got the PlayStation 3. But this is something that I would consider, like putting up in the bedroom or something.
Yeah, absolutely. That we just bought Cola a Roku, and now we're looking at maybe getting another one for another TV in the house. But this might be a better option because I do have about 50 Blu-ray movies that I pretty much only can watch when the PlayStation's hooked up. So, all right. So my next item is a headset from SteelSeries.com. It's the Siberia Elite. This is a gaming headset. It is fully optimized with Dolby technology. In fact, it has two different Dolby technologies built into it. The Dolby Pro Logic 2X and the Dolby Headphone. Basically, it gives you deep immersion and full rich surround sound. The Dolby Pro Logic transforms the 5.1 channel into a full 7.1 audio. So it really gives you that, that in-depth, engaging, realistic audio environment while you're playing games. And you can also customize it. You've got, it includes a 10-band equalizer. You can switch between presets. I mean, it has full noise isolation. So the ear cups they play a dual role in, not only giving you that full realistic audio, but blocking out the outside world to allow you to be fully immersed. These do have a built-in microphone if you want to use them to chat in online gaming. These headphones run $199.99, and SteelSeries has also been known for some really high quality gaming products. They're right up there with Razer. But if you're looking for a new headset, this may be the one you're looking for. So,
good deal.
What you got next, sir?
Well, kind of staying in that same vein, I actually didn't include a headset this year. How about that? Because normally I'm pretty big on those. But actually last year I talked about the Skullcandy Soundmine, which, by the way, just to show that we don't just talk about these things, I actually did go out and purchase one.
Oh, nice.
So this is stuff that we think is interesting. So that I actually got that on sale for $17, normally $40. So I was super happy about that when it happened. But this year, I'm not talking about biggest bang for your buck or necessarily value. This year, we're going with the Cadillac the Rolls Royce, I guess, of speakers. This year, I'm bringing up the Soundlink Mini Bluetooth Speaker 2 from Bose. Basically, this is an ultra compact Bluetooth speaker. So if you're familiar with Bose, you know that you can't get a higher quality sound than Bose. In my opinion, it's the best speaker on the market as far as what you can get just around your house to give you that full, almost high-def sound. So
absolutely.
Here's the deal with this. This is what makes this unique, and this is something I think you'll like. The Soundlink, it has its own microphone built in. So if you pair it with your speakerphone, or like if you pair it with your smartphone, and let's say that you've got it paired with your smartphone, and let's say it's charging upstairs, right? Okay, so you've got the speaker downstairs, you're playing music through, you're grilling or whatever, you get a phone call, you can answer that phone call through the speaker, through voice prompt.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
The other great thing about the Soundlink Mini 2 is that it's got like an 8-hour battery life, which is pretty good, all things considered, for the quality of sound that you're getting. It can also be charged from a USB port. so it doesn't have to just stay plugged in or be
Right.
charged through a typical AC adapter.
That's awesome.
All in all, it's $200, so the price tag's a little big, but I think it's probably, if I were to pick a Bluetooth speaker on the market that I would want for my home right now and money wasn't an option, there are more expensive options out there than this, but this would be what I would get.
Nice. All right. So the next item on my list is a game that we've been playing a lot of lately, and the reason it's on my list is because I think it's one of the best games out there right now, and I would recommend it to anybody who asks me. And that game's Hearthstone. And the great thing about this game is it's free. Anybody can just pick it up and play it. And if you've ever played any collectible card game, this game's right up there on par, I think, with a lot of collectible card games. Now, a lot of people say that with it being completely digital that there is problems with randomization. But I almost feel like the randomization is part of the game, and that's kind of what makes it a lot of fun. And we actually just started a show about Hearthstone because we all enjoy it so much. You know, you can still put money into it if you want. You can buy booster packs, just like if you were to go out to your local game shop and buy packs. And right now, there's something like 500 different cards in the game that you can collect from a collector's aspect of it. You know, I'm a huge collector. In fact, I started playing Magic the Gathering way back in the day I started playing it as a collector and eventually got a little more competitive with it. But, you know, Hearthstone's one of those games that you don't have to go out to the store to buy. You can just pick it up and start playing right now if you wanted to. And so that's my game of the year, probably. I've really enjoyed the new expansions and the new adventures, and I would recommend them to anybody.
And see, that's really the thing is, it's a free-to-play game, but if you want to get them up to speed, sink a little bit of money into it and, make them an account and then buy them the first 2 adventures.
Absolutely.
That lets them practice and get a chance to play through those, get some cards that you can't get anywhere else other than from those adventures. And maybe get them like a $20 gift card or something to start them out on some packs. So, yeah. Good deal.
Right. So what's next on your list? Okay,
so what's next on my list is my Razor product of the year. And this comes from someone who as I'm transitioning over to contacts and now in my new job, I stare at a computer screen all day long. So I come home and then if I want to play or I'll, get in here and do research for podcasts or actually podcasts with you guys, I'm looking at a computer screen now for 12 and 14 hours a day. So what I've done now is I've invested in a pair of Gunnar Optiks blue filter glasses. And actually, I meant to bring them home, but I actually have them at my desk at work right now. So I actually wear these while I'm at work as well. So it's kind of a dual purpose. Now these range anywhere from $59 to $99, and basically they look like glasses that you would take to a shooting range. They've got like a yellow tint to them, but you put them on and it actually increases the contrast of the colors that you see on your screen. And it protects your eyes from the blue ultraviolet light that comes off of your computer monitor. And I can tell you, since I've started using these, I've not had near as much problem with my contacts drying out. I blink better, which, I mean, who would think blinking, right? But like, you would be surprised how much when you stare at a computer screen, you don't blink. And I don't know whether that has something to do with the, I don't know. I'm not an eye doctor. But all I know is that since I've started wearing them, the fatigue on my eyes has greatly lessened. I'm blinking more often. When I've got my contacts in, I don't have near the irritation from my contacts. And then, I come home, my eyes aren't as tired. I can stay on the computer longer. I can play longer periods of time. They were a great investment. Now, I actually caught mine on sale. The pair that I actually have were wireframe, and they're actually Heroes of the Storm branded, which is kind of cool since I play Heroes of the Storm. But they were normally $79.99, and I got them on sale for $59.99. So you can find deals on them. I've seen them priced as high as $129.99. So really, the average price, as far as what I'm saying, or what I'm seeing, and I do highly recommend you get the wireframe glasses. So I'm going to say $99.99 is the average.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I've actually seen yours. I was quite jealous of them when I saw them. They are really cool, and I might have to pick me up a pair.
Yeah, and, for me, switching over to contacts, I was told that I couldn't wear contacts anymore back in 2008. So now that I have contacts that I can wear, it's very important for me to take care of them. So this is also a way that I can take care of my contacts as well.
Cool. All right. Well, the next item on my list is for the Marvel fan in your family or in your life. If if you have a Marvel fan that's not in your family yet, if they're in your life, Amazon has an exclusive coming up. It's not available yet. It will release on December 8th of this year, 2015, and it is the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 2 collection. Now, this I think is really freaking cool. It's currently at a pre-order price of $219.99 with a regular list price of $249.99. This is an all Blu-ray collection, but it also includes additional DVD and digital copies for some of the movies. So basically, limited edition 13 disc set. You get Marvel's Iron Man 3 on Blu-ray 3D, Blu-ray and digital copy. You get Thor: The Dark World on Blu-ray 3D, Blu-ray and digital copy. You get Marvel's Captain America: The Winter Soldier on Blu-ray 3D, Blu-ray and digital copy. Guardians of the Galaxy on all three. Avengers: Age of Ultron on all three. And Ant-Man on all three. You also get an exclusive bonus disc that includes 2.5 hours of content, including never-before-seen deleted and extended scenes, the complete set of Marvel one-shot films and commentary. You get their special From Here to Infinity Phases 2 and 3 of the MCU documentary. You get screen tests with Chris Pratt and Dave Bautista and more. This set also includes a 1-to-1 scale prop replica of the Morag orb from the Marvel Universe. So this, if you've got somebody who loves Marvel, who loves comic books, who loves these movies, this is the ultimate collection for you. And
nice.
It's available only on Amazon starting December the 8th.
That sounds awesome. I hadn't heard about that yet.
Yeah, it's brand new, so I'm pretty stoked about it. So what you got?
Okay, so each year I try to throw in something that gets the tech guy outside, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm big into things like solar power and rechargeable this and getting outside and enjoying nature when you're not sitting in front of your computer as well. I think a great balance of both is important. So this year, I went for something a little bit different. In light of some of the more recent events where communication has been a problem in the face of something like a flooding event or a landslide, earthquake, they had some, in some places, they've had tsunamis, so on and so forth. It's good to be prepared. How do you, in today's cellular world, we become so reliant on our cell phones for communication that some of the other technologies just kind of been forgotten and kind of left by the wayside. But one of the things that people have continued to improve on is walkie-talkie technology. Now, these are not the walkie-talkies that you and I grew up with. With the big flexible antennas and the little white and orange tops. And
Mine was a Spider-Man. You raise his arm for the antenna.
yeah. So you had what, like 2 or 3 channels, and you were lucky to get a quarter of a mile, right?
Absolutely, a quarter of a mile. Like
if you were lucky.
I'm thinking 100 yards, but
yeah. Okay, so my last and out of all the products on my list, this one I think will be the most universally useful. Is the Cobra CXT 545 walkie-talkie. Now, there's a couple of things that really sets this walkie-talkie apart. Number one, huge bang for your buck. I've seen these as low as $49.99, but your average price is going to be $69.95. You get 2 of these. So one for you, one for whoever. 28-mile talk radius.
Wow.
So I think that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It has an 8-hour talk battery life. You can talk on these things for 8 hours before you run them out of juice. It has a built-in NOAA weather radio receiver. It's got 16 different channels of NOAA radio. I didn't even know there were 16 channels of NOAA radio. I thought there were like 4.
Yeah.
It has a vibration alert. So if someone does like try to contact your walkie-talkie, you may not hear it, but it'll vibrate in your pocket so you can feel it. It's also waterproof. How about that? I mean, I don't know that I'd throw it to the bottom of a swimming pool or something, but if it's raining or if you're, out in the weather, waterproof. That comes in handy, right?
Absolutely.
So how about this? Voice-activated transmission. You don't even have to hold the stinking button in.
That's always kind of cool because, I can't tell you how many times you hold a button and it not actually work.
Right. So imagine let's say our 2 families were going to vacation together, having to get out and dial the cell phone, talk back and forth, or let's say that you're using your cell phone for GPS or whoever's in the lead, right? We got these, we can just talk back and forth to each other on these instead. Not bad, right?
No,
right.
That would be awesome, okay. Especially if you get separated in traffic.
Right. So it's got 3,124 different channel combinations. So you don't have to worry about getting on a frequency with somebody else within that 28-mile radius, right? So out of those 22 channels, you can actually set up to 142 different privacy codes to keep your conversation private.
That's very important for privacy buffs.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So what else do you think would make this better? It comes with a built-in LED flashlight at the bottom. So I mean, think about it. You got it in your car. You got a NOAA weather radio in your car. It has an emergency frequency. So you can actually hit the emergency frequency and contact a local public service vehicle, like a police officer or fireman or whatever's in range, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It also comes with rechargeable batteries, which you can charge via the charging port that they give you, mini USB or regular USB charger.
Oh, that's cool. So a lot of cars now come with USB plug-ins, so you could just charge these on the go.
Correct. You can also replace those rechargeable batteries with just regular AA batteries as well.
That's awesome. It's very, very versatile.
It is. And for, like I said, $69.99, you get 2 of them. So really you're paying $35 a piece for them and all the features that come with them. I think, yeah, and looking at these, like the kid in me got a little bit excited. But I mean, all in all, there was, let's see, one question in particular that kind of got my, so here's the thing. If you buy 2 pair of these, you can actually set all 4 of them in the same privacy code, and the 4 of them can communicate together. You can have as many radios in a group as you wish, as long as they have the privacy code.
That's really cool.
I thought it was pretty awesome.
Well, my last item's not quite as cool. I don't know how I can top that. But my last item is Christmas every month.
What?
How does that sound? Christmas every month.
It depends. Do I get like stockings and Santa Claus every month?
You get Santa Claus every month. Yeah,
Do
absolutely.
tell.
All right, and a lot of my friends have transitioned to this, and I've been slow to the draw on it. I'll admit, I've heard of it, I've looked into it, and I've just not been ready to pull the trigger yet.
I know what you're about to say.
Loot Crate.
Loot Crate.
Loot Crate for your friends, family, that geek or nerd in your life. It's Christmas every month.
Yep. To quote Christmas Vacation, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
That's right. And every month they have a different theme that the box is based around. And every month you get really cool stuff. And it's not terribly bad as far as price goes. So a 1 month plan, you pay month to month recurring, is $13.95 plus $6 shipping and handling. So $19.95 a month.
$20 a month.
$20 a month. If you get a 3 month plan, you don't save much. You only save a couple of bucks, but it's like $19 a month instead of $20 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Then, but where you really start saving a little more money is going up. So like a 6 month plan runs $113. A 1 year plan runs $215. So that's $11.95 a box. So, you know, over the course of a year, you're saving like $20. So you're getting a box free basically when you pay by the year. But every month, my friends are always posting on Facebook about what they got in their loot crates and how cool it is and all the neat stuff. And I got to admit, it's really, really neat seeing some of these exclusive collectible items come out of these boxes. It goes back to the collector in me. You know, I love to collect neat things and limited edition things. But what a lot of people might not know about is that Loot Crate offers what they call the Level Up Plus, which runs like $10 more than the regular box. But yeah, it's $9.99 extra a month. But what you get, this is really cool, is apparel. Now, I know your wife's big into like specialty socks.
Mm-hmm.
And so like this month, if you subscribe, you get specialty socks. It could be solid white Stormtrooper socks. It could be solid black Batman socks or red and blue Spider-Man socks. And, you know, some months it might be a t-shirt, or other months it might be a hat or gloves, but you always get some piece of specialty apparel with your box. Now, that, like I said, that's an additional add-on price of $9.99 from the regular box. But it's really cool for people who are really into, you know, really into their fandoms. You know, you may get something you can only get here that you can't get anywhere else. So, like I said, Christmas every month.
It works. It works. And you know what? That is something that is starting to really pick up. It's something that I've noticed more and more companies are coming out that offer something like this. Like I subscribe to something called BespokePost.com through Facebook, and basically each month there's a collection that becomes available. So inside that collection, there are things like beanies, duffel bags. Like this month's was a Halloween collection called Blackout. And like everything in it was black, from a Kennedy duffel bag to a small Phoenix flashlight, Death and Company modern and classic cocktails, a Zippo lighter, classic umbrella, Turtle Shell 2.0 speaker. You know, just fun little things, but like this is one that uh, you kind of get to pick and choose out of it. The loot crate is a great deal because it all comes to you and someone else has picked it out. So if you're someone that doesn't really like to go through and pick things, it's a great surprise to get each month because you don't really know what's coming till you get it.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
So
this September's theme was called Summon, and it included things like a Pokemon beanie hat, and it included a Hearthstone, plush, little mini plush Hearthstone, and it included a free mobile game called Master Summoner, and just all kinds of neat little things that are cool, and you can use them and wear them, and it's just a really neat thing to check out. So check it out at lootcrate.com, and that's all I've got. How about you?
just a couple of honorable mentions, things that didn't quite make the list because either they're kind of no-brainers or something that isn't really tech related or kind of nerd related, but still a great gift idea for that guy or gal in your life that kind of runs in our circles. Number one is Star Wars Battlefront. No brainer, right?
Yeah, that was very close on my list.
Yeah. But the reason that we didn't include it is because chances are, if you're a video gamer, you probably already know about it. If you're a Star Wars fan, you definitely know about it. It's coming out on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. That's really where it's going to be a lot. I think you can get it on 360 and PS3 still, but I don't think it's going to run as well. So yeah, don't really need to go into that. We kind of went into the beta last week. Huge game, big game. Chances are, if you're a video game nerd, you're going to have it. Number two, kind of honorable mention, the Dollar Shave Club. So if you've got a guy, I have a beard, but I still occasionally like the feel of a straight razor. And one of the things that really prevent me from doing it often is the price of razor blades. I mean, have you seen how much the replacement blades for like a Mach 4 or something like that cost?
Oh yeah, they're like $13 for two blades or something like that nowadays. It's ridiculous.
Right. So check out the Dollar Shave Club. It's worth looking, especially if you've got a guy who likes a straight razor feel. It's like $10 a month, and it comes with 2 replacement blades and some aftershave lotion, and it's good stuff. It's good quality stuff, and you really can't go wrong. If you're local, there's a place on the island in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee called Kryptonite Characters. Great place to go for just your fandom of choice. On Wednesday night's Hero Power this past week, I was sporting my Stormtrooper shirt that had them sitting across the beam, like that famous photo from New York City that had the workers on the beam. Well, I had Stormtroopers that were doing that too. And tonight, I'm actually sporting my Sonic Screwdriver Mark 8 shirt, which I picked up there. I also picked up a Predator shirt, which I'll be wearing on Hero Power on Wednesday night.
Awesome.
And they had so many things, and I'm a collector too of sorts. But as my wife so lovingly put it, I nerded out. There was stuff in here that I just hadn't seen in a store before. I'd seen it like maybe a piece of it at a comic book shop or at a convention or online or something. And it was everything in one place. And so I quizzed them about having an online store, and they haven't gotten one set up yet. When they do, we'll make sure to post it in our notes here. But if you're local to the Knoxville area, or even in East Tennessee in general, it's worth going to the island in Pigeon Forge and checking out a place called Kryptonite Characters.
Yep.
And then
I've actually been there. It's a really cool store.
Did you nerd out?
Oh God, yes. The back wall, they have a showcase full of like little busts and statuettes. Oh man.
So one other thing that we did while we were there is, have you ever had a caricature done?
No.
Okay. So
Well,
normally,
yes, but not since I was like 12.
okay. So normally it's done with a black ink pen, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then if you want them to do it with color, it takes forever, and you usually have to come back. They'll do the black and white, and then you have to come back later to get the color. Well, there's a place also at the island, but these guys are, I guess, more than just the island because they have their own website and everything too. It's called the Cosmic Pen. Cosmic Pen. So Sarah and I actually had our caricature done there, and we just had them do what we had on. But they can also do, like, they can put your head on like an Iron Man suit, or they can like
Draw
do your
you as
family
any
as like
superhero or something.
the Adams family, or whatever. They had all kinds of things there that were really neat. But they had also done like caricatures of like the 11th Doctor and the Godfather and Rocky Balboa and just all kinds of things. Great little prints that it'd be cool to find, something like that. Like, let's say you have a Doctor Who fan and you want to get them something kind of quirky, something that they can't get just anywhere. That'd be a great place to go and pick up a print for them as well.
Yep, that's awesome. I'll have to definitely check that place out next time I'm up there.
Yeah, it's actually right across from Kryptonite Characters.
Okay, it must be relatively new because I don't remember it when last time I was there. So
we went up.
They're always opening new shops up there all the time.
Yeah, we went up to eat at the Margaritaville up there and just kind of wandered around the island.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, I guess that will do it for us for this week. You have our picks for the geeks and nerds in your life for Christmas, so take those and run with them, and I promise you'll have some great holidays.
Happy nerds everywhere.
Happy nerds everywhere. All right, guys. That'll do it. As always, I'm Patrick.
I'm Alex.
Good gaming.